It has been reported effective today that ESPN has officially removed Bronny James from their mock drafts. Now, if you guys can recall, I did a video probably a few weeks ago, maybe over a month ago, where I was one of the first ones who reported that ESPN left Bronny James off of their mock drafts. Now, people are just catching up. You know, a lot of times I can be ahead of the curve. Not to toot my own horn, so to speak, but a lot of times I be ahead of the curve. Now, it's being reported that Bronny James is now projected to be drafted in the second round by the Portland Trailblazers. So if LeBron James wants to play alongside his son, he has to go to Portland. He has to go to Oregon. When I think about Oregon, I think about the Oregon Ducks. And this is not Portland from like 5 or 6 years ago with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. This is the new Portland in rebuild mode. It has to be nothing in Oregon. It's literally nothing to do in Oregon. Even the state Oregon doesn't want to be in Oregon. Who wants to go to Oregon? From what I hear, there's no restaurants. There's no roads in Oregon. Just boats and water. Just boats and water. Just boats and water. From what I hear, all the women in Oregon looks like Glorilla. They look like Glorilla in the face. You know? Well, LeBron, your best chances of playing with Bronny James is starting to look more and more like that y'all need to team up in a charity game. This isn't surprising news, or this wasn't unexpected. I mean, I would have been more shocked if they would have put out news that Bronny James would actually be going into the first round. I would have been more shocked if they broke the news that Bronny James decided that he wanted to stay another year. And I'll say this. If Bronny James goes to the Portland Trailblazers after he went to high school at Sierra Canyon, especially considering, and their name is the Sierra Canyon Blazers. So he played for the Blazers and he wore the jersey number 0, just like Damian Lillard. To me, that's not no coincidence. It would have to be scripted, ladies and gentlemen. And this is all one big reality TV show. I don't think that Bronny James is going to get drafted at all. This gives the Los Angeles Lakers an opportunity to pick him up on the market. I'm predicting that either one or two things happen. Either the Los Angeles Lakers will get a draft pick and try to use that draft pick to draft Bronny James, or if they don't make it clear enough to LeBron James that they're going to draft his son, I think that LeBron James is going to head back to Cleveland, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to draft Bronny James with the 23rd pick. Now, with LeBron James already being in Hollywood and his entire career, his entire life is one big Hollywood motion picture, I wouldn't be surprised if Bronny James is either drafted to the Lakers or the Lakers sign Bronny James undrafted. But I can't see LeBron James allowing the RBA to send Bronny James to the Portland Trailblazers. Because all in all, LeBron doesn't want to play in Portland. He says he wants to retire as a Laker, and that is more than likely where Bronny James will be drafted to, more than likely where LeBron James and his son will suit up at next season. There are many people out there who insist that Bronny James should just play all 4 years of college. If Bronny James plays all 4 years of college, he's still going to average 5.6 points per game all 4 years. Bronny James doesn't have a high ceiling. What you see is what you get. See, the Bronsexuals are the problem. They want for Bronny James to be something that he's not. And now they don't want us to put the very same pressure on Bronny James that they do to other prospects. For instance, Brandon Ingram. When Brandon Ingram was playing for the Lakers, they were expecting for him to be the next Kevin Durant. Even Lonzo Ball. Before Lonzo Ball would step foot on a basketball floor, they were already expecting for him to be the next Magic Johnson. They were trying to recreate Showtime 2.0 with Lonzo and LeBron James. D'Angelo Russell, the expectations were for them to be a Laker great. Even Jordan Clarkson, who was drafted in the second round, the expectations was for him to be a star for the Lakers. But now they're putting that same pressure on Bronny James. Now we need to be patient with Bronny James. We're going to put his feet to the fire because his father wrote a check that is couldn't cash. You said that your son could come right in and help lead the Lakers to the playoffs. False. You said that your son could make an immediate impact over players who worked their entire lives to get to where they at in the RBA. They had to make sacrifices to get to where they are. Bronny James was born with a golden spoon. He didn't have to earn nothing, take player spots when there were some players who had to go through the G League in order to get an NBA contract. See, his father is the reason that they won't just allow him to be a kid. They won't allow him to create his own path. The Bronsexuals, all they care about is Bronny James getting to the NBA. They don't care nothing about his play on the court. All that matters is that he gets to the RBA so they can see that father and son duo that LeBron James wants. It's all about what LeBron wants. None of this is about what Bronny James wants. As I've said before, have you ever heard Bronny James go on record and state that he wants to play with his dad? He's never said it. How do we know what this kid want to do? You can't just survive off a namesake alone. You have to have some talent. It's only but so far you can go using the LeBron James name. You have to be skilled. Bronny James, unfortunately, doesn't have no skills, and that's just the reality. Y'all just want to see this father and son duo. Y'all don't care about this man's mental health. And the funny thing is, LeBron James goes to the media and has been doing the same thing with Bronny James that LeVar Ball was doing with his son, hyping his son. But the media, they attacked LeVar Ball. They banned him from ESPN First Take. They made LeVar Ball seem like one of the most horrible people in the world. And LeBron James is doing the exact same thing. Now they're comparing Bronny James to Jimmy Butler. Now the Bronsexuals want to backtrack. Now that things have backfired, now they want to lower the bar. At first, Bronny James was so overhyped, but now they're being exposed and people are starting to see that he's the most overrated basketball player in U.S. history. Now the bar has been lowered. At first, Bronny James was supposed to be the next LeBron James. Now they're comparing him to Jimmy Butler. But before Jimmy Butler went to Marquette, Jimmy Butler was averaging 18 points per game in his freshman year at Tyler Junior College. Then he got accepted to Marquette and he had to earn his spot. He had to earn it. But see, Bronny James, he gets special privileges because of his pops. So he was already guaranteed a starting spot before he even played a game with the USC Trojans. Jimmy Butler had to get it out the mud. This man was homeless. Mother had kicked him out. If you really listen to Jimmy Butler's story, it'll make you think that somebody cutting onions around here. But their backgrounds are different. You can't compare Bronny James to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler had to earn it. He had to work hard. The circumstances was different. The way they was raised was different. His life story was really like the movie Blind Side. I'm almost sure that Jimmy Butler had a passion for basketball. Basketball probably became his first love, especially once his mom put him out. He probably felt like basketball was all he had. So he had to perfect his craft because that was his dream. That's not Bronny James's dream. That's LeBron's dream.